All right, let's dive into our next college profile. Today, we're looking at SRISAKTHI Institute of Engineering and Technology, right in Coimbatore. Their TNEA code is 2727. Now, every college has something that makes it special, so what's the big story with SRISAKTHI? Let's get into it.
Okay, this is a big one, and is probably the first thing you should know. SRISAKTHI holds the distinction of being the very first private engineering college in India to have its students build their own satellite. And we're not talking about some small project. This was a real satellite launched by ISRO. I mean, that single fact tells you a whole lot about the kind of practical, ambitious projects that students can actually get involved in here.
So what's the philosophy behind an achievement like that? Well, their motto is powering the youth, empowering the nation. It's a pretty powerful statement, right? It suggests they're really focused on building up their students to make a real impact.
All right, ambition is one thing, but what about the official stuff? Let's peel back the layers and look at the college's identity and its official standing. We'll start with the credentials and approvals you really need to know about. Okay, here's the quick rundown. The college has been around since 2006. It's a self-financing, autonomous institution, which is important because that gives them flexibility in their curriculum, all while being affiliated with Anna University. And for you, the student, how do you get in? It's through TNEA counseling, with that standard 65-35 split between the government quota and the management quota.
Now let's talk about the stamps of approval, which are super important for both students and parents. First up, it's AICTE approved for the 2025-26 academic year. So that's a check mark. And it's also got an A grade from NAAC. You know, getting an A grade is a really big deal and shows a high level of quality across the board.
But wait, there's another layer to this. Beyond the college as a whole, there's something called NBA, the National Board of Accreditation. Think of it as a quality check for specific engineering departments. It's a really strong signal that a particular branch is up to industry standards. And at SRISAKTHI, 2 of their programs currently have this NBA stamp. And which ones are they? Biomedical engineering and biotechnology. So if you're leaning towards that intersection of engineering and life sciences, this is fantastic news. It means these 2 specific departments have met a higher standard of quality. And that accreditation is valid all the way until June 2026.
Okay, so we've covered the credentials. Now for the main event. What can you actually study here? Let's take a look at all the engineering programs on offer for TNEA 2026.
First, let's talk numbers. The total number of BE and BTech seats here is 1,500. So it's a fairly large institution, which gives you an idea of the scale of their operations.
And here they are, all 14 undergraduate programs. You can see there's a pretty wide range, but what really jumps out is where the numbers are. Look at AI and data science and computer science. Both have a massive intake of 240 seats each. That tells you the college is heavily focused on these high-demand areas. You've also got core branches like mechanical and civil, plus some really interesting specializations like food technology and biomedical engineering.
Let's zoom in on what you might call the new age specializations. If you're looking to get into the hottest fields, they've got you covered. There's not 1, but 2 different AI-focused branches, a dedicated stream for cybersecurity, and even one for VLSI design, which, by the way, is super critical for anyone interested in chip design and the whole semiconductor industry.
Okay, academics are great, but let's be honest, the big question on everyone's mind is, what happens after 4 years? We're talking about placements and career opportunities, so let's dig into the numbers and see what the outcomes look like.
For the most recent batch, the 2024 graduates, the highest salary package offered was a very impressive 18 lakhs per annum. That's a really strong number and shows the kind of potential that's achievable for top students here.
So, how do they get to numbers like that? Well, it helps when you have a lot of companies visiting. For that same 2024 batch, a total of 175 companies came to campus for recruitment. That's a solid number and shows a lot of industry interest.
And it's not just about the quantity, but the quality of recruiters, right? You've got the big names from IT services like Cognizant, Infosys, and Wipro. Then you have product giants like Oracle, core engineering companies like L&T, and even specialized data firms like Tiger Analytics. It's a really healthy mix.
But it's not just about getting a job. What if you're interested in research and innovation? Well, they've got some serious credentials here too. The college has pulled in over 200 lakhs in funded research projects from major government bodies like DST. They have research centers in 7 different departments.
Plus, they've got key industry partnerships, like one with National Instruments from the US, and another one that gives agricultural engineering students training with the National Seed Corporation. That's real-world connection.
All right, we've talked academics and careers. Now let's talk about the actual experience of being a student there. What's life on campus all about?
The campus itself is spread across about 32.5 acres, so it's a pretty decent size, giving you enough space to breathe and for all the facilities.
Now for the practical stuff. If you're not from Coimbatore, you'll be glad to know there are separate on-campus hostels for both boys and girls. And in terms of getting there, it's located on the L&T Bypass Road. To give you a reference point, it's about 12 to 15 kilometers away from the Coimbatore Junction Railway Station.
What about financial support? Well, there's a pretty comprehensive list of scholarships available. You've got all the standard government scholarships for different communities like SC/ST, BC/MBC, and minorities. There's also the First Graduate Scholarship. On top of all that, the college has its own merit scholarships for students who excel academically.
Okay, let's bring it all together. What are the key achievements that really tell you what this college is all about? Let's look at the things that make them unique.
So, number one, we have to come back to the SRISAKTHI SAT. Launched in 2021, it's their biggest claim to fame, the first student-built satellite from a private Indian engineering college launched by ISRO. That's huge. But that's not all. Way back in 2013, they won an award for the best graphical system design laboratory in India from National Instruments. And they've also been recognized by the WWF as an eco-friendly campus. So you're seeing a pattern here, right? Innovation, technical skill, and a conscience.
Now, just so you know, all the information we've shared today has been gathered from the college's own official website and other trusted government portals. We've made sure it's accurate as of the time we put this together.
So, there you have it. A deep dive into Sri Shakthi Institute of Engineering and Technology. The real question you should be asking yourself is this: does a major achievement like a student-built satellite reflect a deeper culture of hands-on innovation that you want to be a part of for the next 4 years? It's something to think about. For more insights and to compare this college with others, head over to profsam.com, your true source for 12 to engineering decisions.